relentlessness on the
Yo,
offensive glass.
yo,
First, a nice block by Alyssa Smith. Boston knows the shot clock's going down, hoists it up, but another old board, another old board.
yo, 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 yo. Yo! Okay, cut the echo out, dog. Cut the echo out, dog. What up, what up, what up, what up with y'all, man? I did not know. And I knew a game was going on. I didn't know it was this game. Tough, man. Damn. Caitlyn low key. We can't see. Y'all can't see me? Hold on. Can y'all see me now? Y'all still can't see me? Wait. Can y'all see me now? Can y'all hear me? Bro. Bro. This is hell, bro. Yo. Bro, I'm doing it like the manual way and it's still not. Oh. I just saw what it was. What the fuck? Hold on. I think I know what it was. Hold on, hold on. All right, baby, say less, say less, say less. Say less. Hold on. I figured out what was wrong with it. Hold on. All right, chat. Even though the game is going on, first and foremost, shout out to the people on YouTube. Shout out to the people here on playback as always. Not gonna lie, bro. Next week. Oh my goodness. Auntie.
Hey, sweetie.
I'm live on stream right now.
Call me back.
All right.
All right, bye.
Can't say too much of the family business. I had to let her know, man, I'm on stream right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm streaming. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, W auntie, man. W aunt, man. All I had to say is I'm on stream. She know the youngin' working. You know what I'm saying? She know the youngin' working. You know what I'm saying? All right. We got a bit of an eventful stream today, man. A, we do have the ESPN's top 100 list. And I'm happy we kind of set off on it because they literally released the 100, like the top 10, excuse me, right after the last stream. We got a little bit more, what is it called? Media Day stuff. Unc, you pushing 30. Who's going to tell him, chat? I'm pushing 30. Okay. Who's going to tell him, chat? Who's going to tell him, man? Yeah, pushing, nigga. That line has already been crossed. Hey, that line was crossed a couple years ago, dog. That line has been crossed quite a bit, dog. You don't have to sit here and wait and say I'm pushing it. No, I'm not pushing it, nigga. I've crossed that line. Okay, now nigga talking about 9 years ago. Let's not too much. Y'all love dragging it. All right, there's a couple of things that we must do. A, ESPN top 100 list. B, Lakers not interested in LeBron. They done with that nigga. Rob Pelinka said that shit over, son. Finito. Take the pay cut and get lost. Skedaddle. It's Luka Town. That nigga said, give me an extension? Man, fuck no. Absolutely not, my nigga. An extension? We're trying to trade you. We're trying to trade you, dog. We're trying to trade you. So, couple of things in knockout. You know what's so funny? I always find it interesting about like people who hold on to just like lies. Who said Magic Johnson couldn't shoot?
Shot.
Knock that down, man.
Irv can't shoot.
Knock that down, Magic.
Irv can't shoot, Ox.
Let's go, hey, I ain't never seen Ben Simmons do that.
Irv can't shoot, Ox. Shot again. Shot, Irv. He can't shoot it, Ox. He can't shoot, Ox. Nope. Let's go. We running.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Break.
Let's go. We running, Ox.
Let's be
running.
Niggas saw him. Yeah, like niggas saw him do a pull up midi at the elbow. Like, let's be serious. Fuck Splendo said, fuck LeBron and fuck his sperm sped ass. Okay. All right. But a couple of insights from Media Day. So I did not know that the Knicks had Media Day. Yeah. We will also have preseason basketball starting next week. Preseason basketball starting next week. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really how we feeling. That's really how we feeling. Before we dip our toe all the way in it, before we go all the way in, let's just get the tip in real quick with some quick takes, real quick, some quick crazy takes. Scottie Pippen is unsure whether Luka Doncic and Nikola Jokic could have dominated in his era. I don't know if they could dominate. In the 80s and 90s, we used to press all over the field. Could Jokic bring the ball up against such pressure? I don't know. Sure, he can see the court and pass very well, but I don't think he would be comfortable bringing the ball up from the back with that pressure. Now, I have no idea I don't know which games he's watching where Jokic is bringing the ball up with any degree of frequency to make it seem as if like that would be what is going on. That's A. B, who is he receiving pressure from? Because if he's receiving pressure from a guard, then you're automatically matching up at a significant disadvantage, because there weren't any bigs pressuring anybody at that point in time, unless it's a power forward that's flexible enough to kind of put a little pressure on you. Dennis Rodman, maybe Sean Kemp, Larry Johnson. But, like, those are anomalies. For the most part, no one is pressuring Jokic. But in the 90s and 80s, he wouldn't be bringing the ball up anyway. He would just go in the post and call it a day. Also, this idea, like Scotty does this, and I think a lot of people watched the Bulls and saw them put a lot of ball pressure on. Every team was not ball pressure. So I don't know. I'm not talking about power forwards in today's era. I'm talking about back then. Back then, which center feels comfortable enough, or that many power forwards feel comfortable enough even pressuring somebody full court? They just don't. That doesn't exist back then that much. Bad take by Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen had a run of bad takes. Scotty on Luka Doncic, his style of play took him to the finals, but I'm not sure he can do it again. It was a one-off feat. Yeah. Jesus. All right. Adam Silver has some plans for the NBA. Let's see what they are.
Initially, I think confederation is the perfect word. I mean, I can imagine certainly initially in Europe that, for example, we have something we call the NBA Cup, a mid-season tournament. You could imagine teams from Europe, potentially Africa, competing in that tournament. You possibly could see teams coming into our playoffs, top seeds from other leagues. But over time, I think, for example, certainly in Europe, as plane travel gets faster, it sort of went backwards with the elimination of the Concorde, but I'm reading all the time about more opportunities in aviation. You know, when I think of the flight from New York to LA, for example, there's no reason, if we had 4 teams in Europe, you know, you couldn't travel, play, you know, the Knicks or Nets, travel to London, play 3-4 times in Europe, come back home. So I think it's very doable in our league. I think initially, I think.
Bro, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm so fucking serious. I am so fucking serious, chat. I am so fucking serious. I am tired of Adam Silver deciding that he just doesn't give a fuck about what's going on in the USA to then go overseas and go entertain some shit that no one is asking for. Furthermore, if the next time a nigga tells me, I'm serious when I say this, the next time someone tells me that the reason why they can't get rid of conferences is because of travel, but now this nigga is talking about traveling over the fucking ocean to play basketball games, I don't want to hear shit no more. I don't want to hear shit. This nigga is entertaining traveling across the globe to play basketball, trying to squeeze in teams that we all know aren't fucking good into playoff seedings. But you wouldn't entertain removing conferences? What is this nigga talking about? Adam Silver, you're losing me. This shouldn't even be a fucking convo. You're losing it, dog. Matter of fact, yeah, Adam. Yeah, Adam, you're losing me. I ain't gonna lie. You've lost me at that point. You've lost me.
I look at a team like Boston, and Drew Holiday and Derek White, like neither one of those guys is really a traditional lead guard. They're just they're good players. Most of their offense initiation, even whether it's ISO or ball screen, came from Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. They're forwards. And then the two guards could handle the ball, both excellent defenders, which made them more valuable for them. But then they were more like Drew was more of a weak side cutter type, post up guard. And Derek White became really an excellent spot up shooter or a shooter shooting a 3 off ball screen. But the offense was run through the other two guys, Tatum and Brown. So maybe Houston, with Şengün's ability to initiate, with Kevin Durant's ability to initiate, we talked about Amin Thompson and his ability to initiate in a different way than those guys. Maybe that's enough. And you rely more on this guard spot now as a guy that can spot up, space the floor, and knock down shots at a high rate, in which case Reed Shepherd and Holiday can both maybe be answers for that. And you run your offense a little bit differently with the other guys being the primary ball handlers and decision makers than, a guy like Van Vliet who would have had the ball a lot.
Okay, I understand what. Shout out to Tim Legler, man. It's always great to hear his voice. And also, that AI is scary. That's a scary AI. That's like a scary, accurate AI. That's one of the Jesus. The one thing, I know about the Chat GPT. We'll talk about that in a second. The one thing only thing I would push back on what Tim Legler just said is that them not having a point guard or having a ball handler was a weakness of the Celtics that they had to follow up on and kind of keep balance of constantly. And even though, yes, a lot of the offense was still being initiated by Tatum, Drew Holiday and Derek White as second, third options on the ball are still significantly better than Reed Shepherd and Aaron Holiday. And there are times in which they needed to lean on those players as well. So that would be the only thing I would have to say. What up, what you see that smooth? What up with your boy? More Kawhi news. Kawhi reportedly wanted part ownership in the Lakers, similar to what Magic Johnson received, and also wanted unlimited access to private jets. This is not new news. This just dropped yesterday. They're just re-dropping the same news over and over and over again. This is the same bit of information. Kawhi just wanted more shit than he was not supposed to be getting. We know that already. This is how you know niggas are. Also, as a sidebar, if this was LeBron and the Lakers, my God. If this was LeBron and the Lakers, this would be the biggest news possible. It would be by far the biggest news. People will be talking about it every single day. If it was Curry and the Warriors, every day. If it was KD and whatever team he's bouncing to, every day. But because it's Kawhi, no one doesn't really give a fuck. This is genuinely speaking, has the legs to be the biggest news that the NBA has had. Probably since Durant went to the Warriors. And this might be slightly bigger. And yet no one doesn't really give a fuck. No one does not really care. I ain't gonna lie, my brother, someone put the Tim Legler tweet in and we just watched it, so tough. Alright, so some Grizzlies news as well. Memphis Grizzlies forward Brandon Clark will undergo a procedure to address knee synovitis and is expected to be reevaluated in 6 weeks, sources tell ESPN. Clark missed the tail end of the 24-25 season with a PCL, a Players' Choice League, PCL sprain, which has fully healed. Damn, but the nigga is still having to deal with another injury. My God. And then Triple J's out for a toe for 4 to 6 weeks, and Zach Edey is out with the ankle 6 to 9 weeks. That's tough for Memphis, bro. Boy. Jeez, boy. That's tough for Memphis. What is this? Oh man, Katie and Cuffs is going back and forth at it. Which year destroyed your mental health the most? Those 2 years Kevin Durant joined the Golden State Warriors when they had the stacked deck. Katie will pay for his crimes one day. Weak-minded man shaking my head. Okay, okay. What is this? You know I rock with you heavy, Scrap, but who calls somebody Scrap? You know I rock with you heavy, Scrap. You know what, I rock with you heavy, Scrap, but you do be on this app arguing with 435-pound obese men and other assorted nerds who never hooped on nobody basketball team a damn day in their life. No way they should be in your head like that, kid. Sorry. Bums annoy me. Your mental health is attached to LeBron James, though. Tough. Fuck. Oh. Which is insane because you don't hoop against him or nothing. Your name is just Cuffs. Ha ha ha. Shit be wild in 2025. Oh my god. It's niggas like Cuffs always are hilarious to me because they like Cuff is a nigga that genuinely speaking attempts to like down talk a bunch of niggas on the internet when he is nothing more but a nigga on the internet. He is literally a nigga, like Katie just said, bro. Your whole your mentality, who you are as a person on the internet is attached to another nigga, dog. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough, man. That's tough. That's tough. Let me see. Nah, that is kind of tough, though. I can't.
You know, I don't know truthfully yet, but I know I'm a lights out shooter. But damn.
Did anything crazy go with the Knicks? I think Josh Hart. I think Josh Hart's finger is still kind of fucked up, but I think everything else is like pretty cut and dry. Yeah, I ain't think nothing crazy happened. All right, let's get to the real shit, bro. Let's get to this real shit, boy. Let's get to the real shit. Oh, Raquel text me. Chat. I got paid from Twitter. Be very mindful that it's by far the two biggest tweets I think I've ever had within like a 2-week period that would have resulted in me getting paid. This is a damn shame. And you know what's so crazy to me? Niggas had dead ass decided that I'm not going to say what the price, I'm not going to say what it is because Raquel and I play this game all the time to figure out how much money did I make on Twitter, just as a joke. It's a fucking shame, though. I will sit here and I will see how much money is coming from Twitter after I got the blue check. It's not even enough to even, like, discuss. It's so crazy. Nigga, I was rage baiting before that shit. And I want y'all to be very, very. Actually, I want to see something real quick. I may be able to even just show you all my analytics, just so y'all know, like, this shit is just it's so dumb. Yeah, I can show y'all my analytics, bro. This thing got this tweet right here This tweet got 22 million impressions, excuse me. 22 million impressions. This got 15 million impressions. 15 million. Nigga in the YouTube chat said $357. Yeah, you must not know what's going on Twitter. So this check includes these 2 tweets. And no, it's not $300. No. Bro, it is such a low amount of money. Yeah, it's actually fucking crazy. It does not make any sense. What's up with the raspy? What's up with the text? All right. Now I will say Raquel guessed 100, so it is over 100. But it's to have those type of impressions and like it's in the hundreds and it's below 300. Should let you know like this is not really moving you. All right.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming today. We had an intentional and productive off season that we're excited about.
You did? He did? Shit, I must have missed out on something.
I feel like from a roster standpoint, we were able to address some goals. Getting a starting center, which was something that we felt like was very important. Adding a couple really good wings in terms of 3 and D wings, Jake LaRavia and Marcus Smart. Clearly getting an extension.
Marcus Smart is a wing? I forgot about Jake LaRavia too. I'm not gonna hold y'all chat. I forgot. They need to just, on some real shit, bro. Just trade Dalton at this point. I genuinely have no idea what's the point of Dalton. Trade Dalton. Just trade him. Trade Dalton.
Done with Luka. In addition, having LeBron choose another year with the Lakers as opposed to entering free agency. All positive and productive things for us as a basketball team. And in addition to that, too, recently extending JJ's contract just to.
This nigga said LeBron. He said, also, yeah, we got LeBron to pick up another year. This nigga is a fucking.
Make it clear that he's, the basketball leader in terms of our coaching and on-court performance. So lots of business done in the offseason. Of course, now the games will begin next month. Training camp gets going, obviously, next week. So just wanted to welcome everyone here. We're excited about the season, excited to work with you guys as partners. And
Rob gets darker and darker every offseason. Have y'all noticed that? Rob gets darker and darker, and his tan just gets the tan always hits. It's just always darker and darker. You can tell what Rob was doing. In 2 more years, y'all gonna mistake him for a Dominican, bro, or Puerto Rican. Rob is gonna stand for Roberto. Like it's crazy. This nigga gets darker and darker every year.
Here to answer questions, both JJ and I.
Jim Hill, CBS 2.
Oh, Rob he's Mexican? Oh, I didn't know that. That's crazy. It definitely shows when he gets on vacation.
KCAL 9. First of all, congratulations. Good luck this year. With everything that you have done and all the wonderful moves that you've made in the offseason up until today, how much pressure is on this team to win it all? Like, is the pressure more than it has been before?
Yeah, I think JJ and I are both so much about process, and we had a process. We were very methodical with what we wanted to accomplish in the offseason, and now we're going to dive into the process of having this team come together and be a great team. That starts on Monday with our first team meeting. So that's where we're going to really put our attention and focus, is into the process of making this team great and starting by coming together as a group on Monday.
Yeah, I would just add. It's on. I would just add that I think there's always pressure for the Lakers. You come into this building every day, and you're constantly reminded of what Lakers' excellence is. So that doesn't change.
Nigga, what's going on?
Year to year. Thank you. That doesn't change for me, at least year to year.
Okay.
The other part of what people probably would consider the outside pressure of trying to win, I think you have to look at your own internal standards. And I feel like we set those standards last year. This summer was a very productive summer for not only myself as a coach, but my entire coaching staff. I intentionally created an environment for my young coaches, for Bo Levesque and Lindsey Harding and Ty Abbott and Michael Wexler, all of them to have opportunities to grow, whether that was in pre-draft workouts, summer league, what we've done in the gym the last 2 months. And the guys, our players that have been in the gym every day since mid-August, getting ready for training camp. It's the work they've put in. That's the standard that we've set here. It's the standard that we're trying to live up to. It's constant. It's no different year to year, day to day when you're a Laker.
Hey, one for both of you. If we could start with Rob, just thinking about the summer with Luka and the extension, and then I know you guys were able to fly over to Poland to see a game and to see him. How did that inform you, sort of about where he's at, where the team's at, how you build into the?
This is some boring shit. Can't hold y'all, man. This also really isn't media day. This is just like Rob and JJ deciding to get rid of it, like knock it out the way first before, because media day, it's just those who talking. I mean.
JJ, Dalton is a guy that you guys were really high on when you drafted him. Admittedly, a weird end to last season, weird summer league. What have your conversations been like with him this offseason, or what have you seen from him in the gym that makes you confident that he could get back to the guy he was at the beginning of last season?
Dalton's in a really good spot right now.
Pack your bags. Sacramento? San Antonio? Boston, Cleveland? Where you want to go? Charlotte? Miami? The conversation needs to be, don't buy a house here. This isn't going to be a long-term situation. You know, have you thought about getting a real estate agent in Miami? You should probably look into that. That's what you should probably do. That's what you should probably think about, real estate agents, and, you know, probably renting. If you're buying something, it needs to be to rent out. Don't do that.
I've had a number of conversations with him throughout the summer. They've all been very positive. I really believe this. The guy did too much after the season, and I think in summer league he was burnt out. He was coming in here at 5 a.m. getting shots up. Been doing 2 workouts with our summer league staff in the weight room. We had our last conditioning run of the preseason today, and he beat everybody by.
How am I yapping? Nigga, YouTube said Low just be yapping. Nigga, they traded him in the middle of the year. What the fuck are you talking about? They literally traded the nigga already. They already done it. What the fuck? How am I yapping when they've already traded the nigga? Yeah, y'all niggas be talking, dog. I'm yapping, but this nigga's already been traded. He's already been traded.
Here at this time, you mentioned a willingness to trade your first-round pick.
Oh, wait.
Last year at this time, you mentioned a willingness to trade your first-round pick if it brought a sustainable Lakers excellence. Obviously, that happened with the acquisition of Luka. Is that still the kind of player that's required for a first-round pick to be traded away, or has the market or needs on the roster changed that?
I think I would just say it again. If a transaction comes to us that leads to sustained Lakers excellence and puts us in a position to increase our odds of winning a championship, we would put future draft capital in to make that move.
Last year at this time, you mentioned a willingness to trade.
That's such a nothingburg of an answer. Yeah, like, oh yeah, we're willing to do whatever it takes. Like, what the fuck? Is it the same thing?
This time you mentioned
same thing. Let me see.
You know, we're going to ask of guys to be in championship shape, have championship communication, and championship habits. And that's a daily commitment to that. Our guys this summer have been awesome. I know LeBron is always committed to those things. Luka's been committed. So that's, to me, that's what it is. It's a daily commitment. And, you know, Saban has this thing. It's, you know, don't tell me, show me. You know, and so that's what we're asking of our players. You know, we're going to ask of guys to be in.
You know what's so funny? LeBron can't even do his, like, sociopathic, egomaniac shit because, like, niggas is just waiting for him to, like, just spaz out. He can't even do it anymore. He can't even do it, bro. He has to just sit there knowing that. He has to sit there knowing Yo! Yo, what the fuck? I feel like I just heard something. Yeah, Raquel's trolling. Chat, Raquel is trolling. She's trolling. Raquel is trolling. Y'all see the door just randomly open like that? You're trolling. You're trolling. She's 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 just trolling. Trolling. I ain't gonna lie, chat. No pants on. So if I had to get up, oh man, if I had to get up, y'all would have seen a bulge, dog. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Y'all would have seen a bulge. Yeah, we over here tea timing it in a polo. Raquel, you're so bored. You're so bored. You're so bored. Dalton to Brooklyn for Highsmith. Rob, please, bro, please. You know what's so crazy? I will say this. Now I got underwear on. So I ain't that nasty. The one thing I don't understand is like, no, I don't understand. The one thing I'll say this. There is also a possibility for any Laker fan out there, please don't like get crazy. There is a possibility that throughout the season that Dalton slowly starts to improve to the point where it doesn't really make any sense to even trade him. And I promise you that is a real likelihood that could occur. And then people are going to be like, why are you not just trading him? People are going to do that. People are going to do that immediately. Yes, I think I actually think that's going to happen. I actually think that there is a real possibility that Dalton will start knocking down shots, looking really solid. And then, okay, all right, niggas got crazy screenshots. Oh my goodness. He's gonna start knocking down shots, looking really, really good, and then like Rob and them are gonna have to. Raquel is still behind me as a sidebar. They're gonna have to sit there and really weigh the options of like, are they gonna keep him or not? Because I actually think that's gonna be a real thing. Who's outside? Raquel, can you leave? Do y'all hear her? Let's see what else.
Really just on this season, and his future beyond that is really dependent on how this team is doing and where does this team stack up, what kind of start they get off to. And the one request he has made that Rich Paul gave in his statement on the opt-in day right before July was he wants the action for this team to become a title contender and compete for a championship. Outside of that, LeBron James, my understanding is he hasn't been involved at all in Lakers operations. He's going to report for media day, training camp, and we'll see how this team looks. But there hasn't been the inquiries from LeBron James on what's going on here, what's going on there. He's been enjoying his summer, and then he's going to report on media day, and we'll be off to the races from there. LeBron James' focus is really just on this season and his.
And you know what? To be fair to LeBron, that's all it should be. All it should be, in all honesty, all it needs to be is LeBron focusing on the upcoming season. I don't think that LeBron is not really in a situation to where he holds enough leverage to start making demands anymore, because the team is obviously in better position to prepare themselves for the future. That is what they're in. They're in better position for that. You know, they're definitely in better position for that. It was Philly's media day today.
I think we made a lot of progress over the last couple of months. We got a plan in place, trying to check all the boxes. So, just taking it day by day. This is still kind of like a fill period where we just, taking it day by day, keep getting stronger, keep getting better. There's been a few core sessions, so everything is on schedule. So, but I think with your team, following whatever we have.
Embiid like he lost some weight too. Shout out to Embiid. He lost some weight. Now, from my understanding, to the Philly fans out there, please correct me if I'm not wrong. Before I listen to the Tyrese Maxey, Paul George is still hurt, right? PG is still hurt. What is his name? Jared McCain is still hurt. Jared McCain just got hurt, and there's still no clear timetable on when Embiid will be ready to play. If I'm not mistaken, that is what's going on. Look at this nigga Fury. Oh man, I ain't gonna lie, chat. Going the whole fucking off season, you niggas weren't healthy at the end of the regular season. You weren't healthy at all throughout the season. Went a whole off season, and now we're preparing for training camp, and you're still not ready? Tough.
Know exactly when Joel Embiid is going to be. Like, my understanding is even the Philadelphia 76ers don't know exactly when Joel Embiid is going to play, when he's not going to be playing. Remember last season, there were moments where there was built-up frustration that was occurring in the locker room around that coaching staff about Joel Embiid, his availability, when he was playing. No one literally knew, and it created.
Bro, I had no idea that it was this bad. Yeah, I know that Grimes still has not signed yet. Josh Harris, partial owner of the Sixers, is somehow in the fucking Epstein files. Bro, y'all niggas is going through it, bro. I didn't know it was still unsure when he was gonna come out and play. Yeah. Josh Harris. They didn't drop all the files, but his name was in one of the files. Yeah.
We're not getting into the
What are your expectations for when Joel and Paul will be ready to play in games?
Yeah, I think and I think you heard it from them, and this is straight from the doctors. We're not getting into the expectations game. The doctor's advice, how what Joel said on listening to his body, which is a big component, and how doctors manage injuries.
Bro, saying you're not getting into the expectation, bro. We're not getting to this expectation game that you all want us to be a part of. We'll let you niggas know when we find out. I don't know if this is actually the Josh Harris, but TBD, tentative breakfast party with Bill Gates invited Ron Barron and Josh Harris awaiting reply. And I think somebody else put another tweet in here too. Yeah, this is the other one. New documents from Epstein's estate detailing his daily schedule that shows meeting with Steve Bannon, Peter whoever, and a potential visit to Epstein Island for Elon Musk. Prince Andrew is listed as a passenger on Epstein's jet. And then this is where that screenshot. There's a Josh Harris. So yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, man. How do we go from basketball to Epstein? Because if that is a Josh Harris that we know, then that it is. Which, to be fair, is not that many Josh Harrises that own that, have that much money and have that much like leeway and flexibility. So if that is a Josh Harris, not gonna lie, man, that's tough. That's a tough one.
Last year you came, basically the idea was to be, I think it was fair to say, sort of the final piece on a championship contender. You're talking about the role here, sort of, I guess, do you see your role more as veteran mentors, kind of what it sound like, as opposed to that? Is there a way to do both? I guess, how are you kind of approaching the season?
I think it's everything. Again, getting healthy. The Paul George that the 76ers went out and signed. I do think I still got a lot of game in me. Playing at a high level, like that's still who I am. I got to get healthy to get to that point, but I won't be, I don't think, a part of camp going into it, but I do have a voice in being a part of the team to help the young guys and kind of touch that point early on into the season to start out. So I guess to your question is being both. I plan on being both.
Last year you came.
It's so odd, like looking at Paul George, just knowing, like, dog, you're not that guy anymore. Tough.
The biggest thing that I'm trying to accomplish is, like, we need a standard. Like, this is who we are every single day, no matter who plays, no matter who doesn't play.
Why is this nigga the only? Why does it feel like Maxey's the only adult in the fucking room? Why? Why does it feel like Maxey is the veteran? Why? Why does it always come across like Maxey is the actual fucking leader? Why? Why? That he's the franchise player. He's talking direct, straight, definitive. We need new standards. Fuck.
You see Philadelphia 76ers, this is what you see. You're going to see that team every single night. Every single time you turn the TV on, every single time you step foot in whatever arena that we're playing in, this is the team that you're going to get. And this is the type of culture you're going to get. They're going to do this thing. They're going to do a certain thing a certain way every single night. I think that's the biggest thing. And then just like building a camaraderie and a brotherhood off the court, I think that's one of the biggest things that I've tried to do this summer. Justin was in Dallas a little bit, came to my house, you know what I'm saying? VJ, a couple guys.
Bro, this is crazy, bro. This is crazy. This is crazy. Oh my God. This nigga is showing more leadership traits than I've ever seen from Embiid, Ben Simmons, like anybody who's been on this outside, like maybe like Al Horford or some shit like that. Bro. This is, bro, yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I'm Max EFC this year, man. We Max EFC over here. We Max EFC, man. Nigga said doing tricks on it. Nigga, what you upset because Luka wasn't doing that when he was out in when he was out in Dallas, nigga? You upset about that, huh? He was, though. I don't care. I'm just yapping, nigga. All right. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Let's go ahead and get the elephant out the room, man. Let's go ahead and get the elephant out the room. Let's get the elephant out the room. I'm not going to play the song because I've already heard the snippets. This being a promo run, though, this being the way in which, you know, we're getting the word out that you dropped a new album. White faces and blue eyes. Yeah, this is an interesting one. This is an interesting one. And I'm not playing this. I'm not playing that. You're not playing that. I'm not playing that. All right. I want to say that's it. All right. So we got the. Okay. I have been trying to avoid the top 10. You know what? Did they win yet? Who won? The Aces, they separating, dog. They getting some separation. Now I ain't gonna lie, chat. I've been trying to not view this top 10. Asia play bad today? I'm about to box score watch real quick. Damn. 6 for 20. Fuck. Kelsey Mitchell, 8 for 26. Damn. Tough! All right. So, ESPN dropped their top 100 list as we're basically about a week into, preseason. ESPN dropped their top 100 list in the NBA as we're about a week before preseason, a month before the regular season. And from what I've seen, and please correct me if I am wrong, these are predictions. Not necessarily what a team or a player, not necessarily what a player has done last year. It's more so predicting and gauging what they're going to do this upcoming season, if I'm not correct. Okay, yes, okay. So I'm going to keep that in mind, but I'm still going to overreact the way in which I want to overreact. So let's be clear with that. All right. Okay. Showing a Chick-fil-A ad, I'm never going to be able to live down. I'm never going to be able to live it down. All right, let's see. This is also a crazy ad here, too. All right. Yeah, I took the ad block off. All right, let's get into this. Damn, dropping from 53 to 100. That's tough. All right, RJ Beard at 100. Stephon Castle at 99. Shout out to the Young Buck. All right. Walker Kessler, 98. All right. Shout out to the Young Buck. Peyton Pritchard stepping up, 97. I think he actually might be a little higher just because of the opportunity that's now presented to him. But, you know, it is what it is. Raquel asked me, do I look at porn? Like that, like those would be ads that would pop up on ESPN. No. Bro. You know what's so funny? I think this ad is like, what is this? Yeah, this is what I thought it was. It's a sale. It's a summer sale. Probably some shit that I got for Raquel. You know what I'm saying? Chat. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dog. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. Come on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Peyton Pritchard, 97, should be higher. I think he should be higher. Nikhil, 96, not mad. PJ Washington, okay. Devin Vassell, all right. So far, these are all names that I feel like you're in the same realm, so nothing too crazy heading into this year, okay. Mitchell Robertson prediction this high. I don't know about that, but, you know, it is what it is. And they think Drew Holiday's about to fall off the face of the planet. Oh, my word. Oh, that's tough. Yeah, 36 and 91 is crazy. That's tough. They think he about to fall all the way off. All right, Nas. Okay, I'm not mad. They about to think Wiggins about to fall off. You know what's so crazy, chat? If Wiggins was on a team with an actual playmaker, he would be higher than 89. If he was on a team with an actual playmaker, he'd be higher than 89. But when you playing with Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo, no sirskis. No sirskis. You're not going to be getting that many good looks to be as impactful as you were before. Zach Edey, we got to be serious. Come on, nigga. Oh, bro. Zach Edey is not even going to be able to play that many minutes for us to even have him this high. Matter of fact, he literally said when he played only 21 and a half minutes per game. So why is he this high? That's crazy. Valanciunas? Yeah, they think Valanciunas is going to be higher than Naz Reid and Nikhil? No. Man, what a fall for grace for Bradley Beal. What a fall. What a fall from grace. There was a dark cloud over Beal all last season as he played on a $50 million per year contract with a no trade clause and on an underperforming team. His numbers were still reasonably good. He shot 50% for his third straight year. He did. Damn. But he received little credit because of the baggage. What's that got to do with who he is? Bro, they are projecting him to be a 15. I didn't even know they had the projections. A 15-3 and whoa. They're projecting Jonas to be 10-7 with 2. So what are you projecting Nas to be? Nigga, they're projecting Wiggins to be a near 19-point scorer but still have Jonas ahead of him? Hey, what are we talking about? I just thought about it. Jonas is going to be coming out the bench too. Nah. They're not serious. This is actually an unserious selection right here. They think that he's going to be better this next season? That's an unserious selection right there. Jaden Ivey, I think Jaden is actually going to have a really great season. I think it's going to be more than 17 points a game. I think Jaden is going to surprise a lot of people. Shout out to Jaden Ivey. I think he's going to be higher than 85. I definitely think he's going to be higher than Tobias Harris. They think that on the Pistons, Tobias Harris is going to be better than Jaden Ivey? Be serious. Be very serious. Be very serious. Kuminga at 83. Tough. That's tough. Kuminga's another one that's like, it's hard to kind of rank because of like the situation he's in, but he should be higher than 83. I think he should be slightly higher than 83. Norman Powell, 82. Damn, is the league just this good? Damn, is the league this good? Damn. Yeah, I'd rather have Norman Powell than Bradley Beal. Damn, they don't think Nembhard is going to be better than the 81st in the league? Am I tripping? Isn't Nembhard going to be the one that replaces Howie? Am I dumb? Am I tripping? Chat, am I dumb? they're thinking that he's going to produce 11-6. Well, look at his regular season last year. (10-5). I just don't understand how they don't think that he's going to be better. I don't understand how they don't think that he's going to be better. I just don't understand it at all. Like, not even 81 is crazy. DeMar DeRozan. My man. DeMar, man. Good old DeMar. Debo. Hey, put a 1 in the chat if you think DeMar's going to be a Hall of Famer. Put a 1 in the chat if you think he'll be a Hall of Famer. Put a 2 in the chat if you think he's not going to make it. Damn, it's a lot of 9-2s. That's a lot of 9-1s. All right, Congo. All right. I ain't gonna lie, Aneka, I'm actually pretty high on him for this upcoming season, especially if they can put him in lineups next to Porzingis. I'm not mad at this selection where he's at. Okay. Hey, every single time I see, every single thing, that nigga still putting it in the chat. Damn. Every single time, okay, y'all, all right, y'all can stop. Y'all ain't gotta, nigga still putting it in. Damn. Y'all can slow down, shit. Nigga put a -2. Oh my God. I forgot what I was saying, but whatever. BI is another underperforming, underwhelming name. My goodness. I'm actually kind of the refresh. I'm actually like kind of upset how BI's career has gone. That's kind of tough. BI, brother, you fell from grace, man. That's tough. You supposed to, so this thing is just going to like pop up regardless. Bro, because they have to have an ESPN bet shit on the bottom of this shit, bro. Nigga is blowing my high, bro. All right, 76, Brandon Miller. Not mad at it at all. Not mad. I want to put myself up here. Put that right there. There we go. I'm probably higher on Brandon Miller than most, so I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at this. But I'm definitely higher on Brandon Miller than most. On Brandon Miller than most. Jaden McDaniels, not mad. Jabari Smith Jr., not mad. The league is crazy deep. The league is just deep. A lot of talent. Derek Lively, not mad at that. Damn, my nigga Levine, bro. This got to be your year. This got to be your year. This got to be your year, Zach Levine. This got to be your year. You got to show the world something, bro. You got to show the world something, bro. Kobe White. All right, I'm not mad at this. Fuck no. Absolutely not. They think that Michael Porter Jr. without Jokic is going to jump 19 spots? What the fuck are they talking about? What? We're about to find out just how important playing alongside Nikola Jokic was to MPJ's career. The 6'10 forward played a key role in the Nuggets as a floor spacer next to Jokic and was remarkably durable. He was what? What? Am I stupid? The 6'10 forward played a key role for the Nuggets as a floor spacer next to Jokic and was remarkably
durable.
No way. No way. No way. No way. No way that the niggas, they actually, no way. No, they did not. No, he's not he's remarkably durable. Playing through injuries like he did in the playoffs with a separated shoulder. But doesn't that mean he's not durable? What the fuck? But Porter always believed he was capable of more playmaking and shot creating, but he never displayed it. What the fuck? If given the opportunity, and it looks like he's going to get that chance with the rebuilding Nets after being traded this offseason. Ramona Shelburne. I ain't gonna lie, Ramona, you swung and missed on that one. You swung and missed so hard on that one. I can't hold you. All that fucking playmaking and shot creation talk and niggas talking about 2 assists. Fries, my nigga. Put it in the bag. Fuck no. Oh my God, no. Josh Hart being over these names. Oh wow, we're getting fucking ridiculous. We're getting fucking ridiculous, bro. Josh Hart over Kobe White, over Zach LaVine, over Derek Lively, over Jabari Smith Jr., especially if you're predicting what these players are going to do. Maybe Jabari doesn't receive that many minutes, but now there's Josh Hart, though. One of the big questions surrounding Mike Brown's arrival in New York, assuming this roster is healthy, is choosing between Hart or Mitchell Robinson. Yeah, so that right there would definitely question what exactly they're going to do. That's a no for me. Damn, these niggas don't fuck with Tyler Hero. There's no way you saw what Tyler Hero did last year, and if you're trying to project what he's going to do, there's no way you saw what he did last year and you think he's going to be 68. There's no way you saw Tyler Hero last year and you're predicting what he's going to do this next season and you think he's one spot above Josh Hart. There's just no fucking way. There is absolutely, positively no way. There's no way you think that. There's just no way. There's no way. There's no way. Are we serious, dog? Are we serious? Cam Johnson? You think the nigga that is replacing MPJ's role that y'all have acknowledged was limited because of the other offensive weapons around him is now going to be better than the nigga that's no longer playing with those offensive weapons that y'all are predicting to have a leap? What sense does that make? If the reason why MPJ is this high is because he's going to have more opportunity to do whatever he needs to do in Brooklyn, why wouldn't the nigga that's then replacing him have lesser responsibility and perform worse than he is? That makes no fucking sense. That makes no sense. Wait, listen to this. Playing for rebuilding Brooklyn Nets team, Johnson was unlikely number one option, posting a career-high 23% usage rate, which is not that crazy of a usage rate, while simultaneously improving his efficiency. Johnson made 58% of his two-point attempts and a career-high 2.8 threes per game, producing the best true percentage of his career, 63.2. Dealt to Denver for Michael Porter Jr., Johnson probably will play a smaller role but should feast on the open looks created by the three-time MVP Nikola Jokic. What the fuck are we talking about? Shout out to the Denny Love, okay? Aaron Neesmith. Okay. So they think that Neesmith is going to take the reins of the offense over Nembhard? Bro, I can't. I'm not. I just don't understand these selections. But okay, whatever. Lou Dort, man, I fuck with Lou Dort in the defense. He is not better than a good portion of the names that is ahead of him. That was behind him. This is way too high. This is way too high for a nigga that's just defense, and he's not even the best defender nor perimeter defender on the team. This is a no. That's a no, Sirskis. No. They don't fuck with this nigga LaMelo. Oh, my word. I ain't gonna lie to that. If there is one name to look out for this upcoming season, this has to be the year for LaMelo. Because there are definitely going to be real conversations about moving off of LaMelo in Charlotte if this nigga cannot figure it out. This is crazy. Fuck no, bro. How is Christian Brown better? So I don't understand. MPJ makes the list that high because he's no longer playing with Jokic and he's going to have his role be maximized in a new system with more opportunities. But the niggas whose opportunities are going to be minimized because they're playing next to Jokic is still somehow better than him. And you're telling me that Christian Brown is not better than niggas who have larger roles and responsibility, who just post up better numbers than he does. What in the fuck are we talking about? They think Christian Brown is going to give them 15 a night? How much I think Cam is giving them? They think they're going to get 15 from Christian Brown and then 17 from Cam? Bro, what in the fuck are we doing right now? No fucking way. Chat. We got to keep counting this. No. 15 plus 17, 32. Okay. We're going to hold on. We're going to keep the scoring total of what they think the Denver Nuggets starting five is about to produce in this upcoming season. Nigga, no. Just so y'all can have an understanding of what exactly it looked like last year. Brown gave you 15. MPJ gave you 18. Aaron Gordon gave you 15. And so unless they just assume, and then, what they say for, what's his name? What's the nigga coming off the bench now? Where's this nigga at? Valanciunas. There you are, right here. Okay, only 10 for Valanciunas. Okay. Okay, 10 for Valanciunas. Okay. I thought it was more than that. I thought it was still 15 for Valanciunas. Okay. That makes more sense now. Okay. Because I was about to lose my mind for that. I was like, bro, there's no fucking way they're about to squeeze out this many points. Christian Brown is way too high. Fuck no. Absolutely not. 61? They think that Christian Brown is one spot below Zion Williamson? And they're projecting this nigga to give them 26 and 7 with nearly 6 assists. Sixth season in New Orleans. The face of the Pelicans franchise has played 60 or more games, only twice, with on and off the court issues derailing his career. His health and conditioning have long been problematic. He is also sued in May by a woman who alleged he committed sexual Damn, that's tough. Damn, they put all this nigga info in here. Damn. We talking about basketball. Niggas talking about some. Damn, Jesus Christ. Damn. Shout out to the Big Austin. Big Austin. Better than Zion Williamson. Oh my word, man. Austin Reeves better than Zion Williamson. Oh man, I seen the day, dog. I seen the day. I seen the day, bro. Austin Reeves better than Zion. They don't even have this nigga averaging 20. What the fuck? This nigga's not even they don't even. What the fuck are they talking about? Nah. Jalen Suggs over Zion. Trey Murphy over Zion. Miles Turner over Zion. Isaiah Hartenstein over Zion. Dyson Daniels over Zion. We've lost the plot, dog. I can't hold you, bro. We've lost. I ain't gonna lie. Isaiah Hartenstein is a fucking crazy pick. Nah, that's a crazy. This is winning bias right here. That's crazy. No, nigga. No. Hey, PG. No, nigga. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This nigga, this is a crazy fall off. 21 to 54. Where did Zion's fall off? $27 to 61, about the same. God damn. God damn. Bro, Caruso is not better than Zion, bro. Come on. A nigga who has not touched the floor? They think Cooper Flag is going to come in the NBA and be a fringe top 50 player? Just so y'all know, just so y'all are aware, if there's 30 teams in the NBA and we were doing a fantasy draft and you were picking for a one-season event, 1 year, they want us to believe that Cooper Flag will be receiving strong consideration for a second-round pick despite the fact he has never played a game of basketball in the league. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. That's actually crazy. Yeah, that's a no on that one. That's a no on that one too. That's a no. That's a no. All right, let's go. Let's finish this up, man. Let's finish this up. Brace off. We doing a lot of forgiving of missed games for some niggas, but not the others. We're doing a lot of forgiving of missing games for some, but not others. I don't know how Zion gets that low, but Porzingis gets this high? Man, they're telling me based off of how they predicted him last year that it's not that much of a difference for this upcoming year. Man, Porzingis was out there moving like a mummy when he was playing. Damn, they think, they normally high on Rudy Gobert, and they dropped this nigga. Damn. Rudy is 49? Damn, I would have thought he'd been higher than that. Damn. Damn, I thought Mikal had a pretty solid season. Damn. They dropping niggas, damn. Ooh, boy. ESPN said enough is enough, dog. We're not waiting no more. I agree with you, Denver. You might as well just not even rate him at that point. Don't even rank him. What's the point? What's the point of ranking Joel Embiid at 47? Why? For shits and giggles, for clicks, my nigga. Also, you might as well just say we're not going to rank him because there's a strong likelihood that he still doesn't play that many games this upcoming season. You might as well just not rank him. That would be more understanding, because what this means is that you niggas actually put thought into this and came to the conclusion of 47. That's what this means. That a nigga from 8 to 47 is crazy, but someone actually put thought into this and said 47. It's almost impossible to rank Embiid after the former MVP played just 19 games last year. Agreed. That's why you don't rank him. If he is back and healthy, he's obviously a top 10 caliber player, as he was several seasons prior to 24-25. But that's a very big if, particularly after how the past 18 months or so have gone in Philly. Again, I agree. Shout out to the 1K viewers. Shout out to the 1K viewers in the chat. I agree that that's a major if, but if that's the if, just don't. I feel more comfortable with not even ranking him. If we're being honest, just don't rank him. Just don't rank him. Just don't rank him. And I would understand it. Shout out to Jamal 31. Damn, he dropped too. 46. He dropped too. Damn. This is going to be a very interesting list, chat. I cannot lie to you, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I know Cade and them had to take a jump, Paulo and them. Like, I know a lot of people are taking noticeable leaps. I know they are. I know. Oh yeah, I see. 20, 28, 9, and 5 for Embiid. I know a lot of people are gonna take noticeable leaps. But, like, there's a lot of names that are also dropping, though. So that's kind of interesting. Jamal, 21. Okay, we got to add this to the... No Aaron Gordon yet. I wonder if they... Are they saying they're going to have Aaron Gordon higher than Jamal Murray? Tough. Jared Allen. Okay. He jumped up a lot. Jalen Johnson, shout out to the young buck out in Atlanta. I actually fuck with Jalen Johnson. Johnson was poised for a breakout until a shoulder injury ended his season in January. He averaged 19 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and nearly 2 steals in 36 games. Now Johnson and Trey will have more help around them in the addition of Porzingis. Okay, niggas just talking about the offseason. Shout out to Jalen Johnson. Larry Markkinen falls off the face of the earth as well. Okay. I ain't gonna lie, that shit that Larry Markkinen was doing in Eurobasket was crazy though. But shout out to Markkinen. Man, it gotta be some names. Shout out to Randall. I'm not mad at Randall bumping up a little bit. Randall had a really good year last year. Randall had a really, really good year last year. I have to give shout out to Julius Randle. Shout out to Julius, I got to give him that. I got to give him credit for that. Shout out to OG. I guess. Oh, Aaron Gordon. All right. So they think Aaron Gordon is going to be the second best player on that team this year. He's getting 15 as well. Fuck. Let me be precise on this. This is about right. I thought, to be fair, I thought that Valanciunas was going to be more than 10. I thought Valanciunas was more than 10 points. But this is about right. Shout out to Aaron Gordon. I don't think he had a good enough season to be over Jamal Murray. I think it's easy to at least predict Murray's not going to be as bad as he was last year. But, you know, it is what it is. Desmond Bane with Orlando. I actually like this jump from him as well. I think Bane is going to have a really great year. Not a super hot take, but one that I've been standing on for the past 2 years now. Orlando is a team to look out for in the Eastern Conference. I think they're going to make a lot of noise out east and put themselves in a position to be the team that is going to really be the face of the Eastern Conference for the next few years. I'm going to be honest with y'all. But shout out to Desmond Bane. Darius Garland, okay. Okay, I'm not mad. I'm not super mad. Amen Thompson. Amen going from unranked to 37 is a crazy leap. Okay, I feel like, all right, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I do think to myself, is the Amen Thompson glaze a tad bit too much? I think it's just a little too much. I think it's a bunch of niggas who obviously love athleticism, but it's like this fake love for defense that niggas are trying to push defense a little too much. Because all I've heard for the better part of the last 3 or 4 years, that individual defense and perimeter defense really don't matter that much. And I'm not saying Amen doesn't provide more than that, because he's actually a really great roamer for his size and his position. But 37 is kind of high. 37 is pretty high. I can't hold you. 37 is pretty high. That's pretty high. Big, oh my goodness. Big Zoo jumping from unranked to 36. I think he deserved it, though. I think Big Zoo deserves this. He deserves it. Shout out to Big Zoo. Shout out to Big Zoo in the chat, man. Damn, they sleeping on De'Aaron Fox, man. I think they sleeping on De'Aaron Fox. I think he's going to have a really good year this upcoming season. Slightly better than 35. I think he should be top 30, at least in consideration. Damn. They dropping names. They're dropping some names, Chad. I can't hold you. Some players are getting dropped. There's a lot of players who are dropping. There's a lot of players who are dropping. Morant will probably perceive this ranking as a slight, but he hasn't been an all-star since the 2022-2023 season and has been part of only one playoff series win in his career. Morant's points per game, 23, and field goal percentage, 45 last season, were his lowest since his second year in the NBA. In fairness, Morant played most of the season in an offensive system that didn't cater to his strengths. It shouldn't be a surprise if Morant has a bounce-back season. So if you're doing that, then why do you have him so low? This is what I don't understand. If you are projecting him to have a bounce-back season and be a more focal point in the offense, why not have him higher than this? I just don't understand that. And they have him averaging 27 points and 8.5 assists. If that's the case, then why not just have it? I know he has to show it, but nigga, that's everybody on this list. Everybody has to show it at some point. These are projections. You're projecting what's about to happen. I don't know. If this whole list is projections, why would you not have him higher than that? I don't know. Franz, big Franz. Another one that I'm pretty high on this upcoming season. Orlando's about to make some noise, dog. Orlando's gonna make some noise, dog. Wagner's coming off a summer in which he helped Germany win Eurobasket gold. Now he will try to help Paolo Banchero in the East, in the Magic in the East. Orlando made moves to contend in the East, not just this season for Cedar Bain. And he talk about this nigga three-point shooting. This nigga's three-point shooting keeps falling off the face of the fucking planet. And that's the only reason why I can't really get my Franz love off in the community like that. Because this nigga forgot how to shoot threes in back-to-back season. Fuck. That's the only reason why I can't get my Franz love off. But anybody who been following me on Twitter, I already know how I give it up for Franz, man. I already know how I give it up for Franz. I already know how I give it up for Franz. You know what I'm saying? I know how I get that shit up for Franz Wagner. I ain't gonna lie. I'm definitely a fan. I can't hold you. I'm definitely a fan, though. I'm a fan. I can't hold you. I'm a fan. So hopefully he continues to add to his game. He's a jump shot. I'll be honest with y'all. He's a jump shot away from being better than Paolo. I'm calling it. He get his jump shot back, he's better than Paolo. I'm calling it. Triple J being the best player on your team is tough. I don't think Triple J better than Franz. I don't think Triple J better than some of the niggas that they put ahead of him. Yeah, Triple J. I don't know about that. I don't know about this one. Yeah, we're projecting a lot here. Let's be serious. Scotty Barnes, top 30. I'm not mad at it, though. I'm not mad at it. Trae Young, 29. They had this nigga at 37. Oh, my word. Jesus. Tyrese Maxey, 28. I actually think he's going to have a really good season this year. Towns, 27. Not mad. Nigga, Derek White. How does Derek White go up? Derek White goes up this much? I know Tatum's going to be out, so he's going to have more responsibility. But not to put him in conversations with Trae Young and fucking Towns. My goodness. Yuck. Shout out to Şengün. All right, I'm not mad at that. Shout out to Chet. All right, I'm not mad at that. Shout out to Hard. I'm not mad at that. Pascal. Actually, I like that. Bam. Okay. This part of the list, I'm not mad at. They actually cooking right now. Okay. It's about time we became more realistic about Jaylen Brown. Hot take on JB. This season, JB is going to be hot garbage. And I mean that in the most sincere way possible. I think he's going to put up the numbers. I think at a glance at the box score is going to be really good across the board. The percentages, maybe not as much. But I really want to see if JB can take that next step as a passer and playmaker. That's what I want to see. I need to see the ball handling, the shot creation. No more Drew, no more Tatum. It's going to be more on you to create. I want to see what that looks like. I want to see what that looks like. Because I don't think it's going to be top 20. What they got him projected as? 25, 6, and 4. That might be about right. They need to finish off the stat line with some shooting splits. Jimmy Butler, too high. Jaylen Brown is going to be better than Jimmy Butler this next year. Jaylen Brown will be better than Jimmy Butler this next year. Kawhi should be better than Jimmy, outside of, obviously, injuries. Bam is going to be better than Jimmy this next year. Jimmy is a no. Yeah, Jimmy's a no. Shout out to Big Paolo. Damn, he only 17? D Book, okay. D Mitch, okay. The league is just talented. It's a talented league. Fuck no. Absolutely not. What the fuck are we talking about? Nigga, what the fuck are we talking about? Nigga, what are we talking about? 14? On a team with who? Who else is going to be on a roster to put up any numbers of substance that will prevent AD from potentially having, statistically, the best season of his career? What will be stopping him? Maybe the lack of a point guard, a shot creator, right? Like a true shot creating, playmaking guard. Fair. But outside of that, nothing else is stopping this nigga. The entire spectrum of the AD experience was on display during the Dallas Mavericks debut, of course. He was brilliant on both ends of the floor for 2.5 quarters and then went down in a heap in the middle of the paint, suffering an injury instantly, believing to be a minor that ended up sidelining the 10-time All-Star for the next 6 weeks. When Davis is healthy, there are few players who have the blend of offensive production and defensive impact. So what are they expecting out of him? Signature stat. Davis averaged at least 20 points, 1 steal, and 2 blocks in a season for the 11th time in his career. Wow. Wow. Second most by any player since blocks and steals have been recorded. Only second to Hakeem. Wow. Shout out to AD. Whoa. Whoa. Huh. They think that Evan Mobley's going to be better than this nigga? What is Mobley producing? So you're telling me that AD is going to put up more points than Mobley, more rebounds than Mobley, more blocks than Mobley, but Mobley you think is going to be a better player? That doesn't even make sense. But shout out to Mobley. It was a great leap from him last year. But no. Big Cade. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like Cade has a legit chance to be a top 10 player if Jaden Ivey is healthy and they can space out the floor. Yeah, 67 is kind of fucking crazy. That is crazy. 26.5, 9 assists. Cade just got to turn down the turnovers and become a better finisher. And the league is his, my nigga. I can't even hold you. League is definitely his if he can do those two things. I fucking forgot about J-Dub. This is a no. This is a no. This is winning bias through and through. You win a champion. They did the same thing for Jaylen Brown when they won a championship, and JB didn't even play all that great, and they start putting him in convos that he didn't belong in either. This is a no. This is a hell no. And I think J-Dub is really, really great. What are they projecting him to do next year? 22, 5, and 5. I actually think that's fine for him. I actually think that's a really good stat line for him. So they're saying, obviously, Shea being top 10, J-Dub being 11. Chet was like top 20, no? Oh, no. Where was Chet at? 24. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Ceiling wise, I'm actually higher on Chet than I am for J-Dub. Now, how they use the two obviously is up, up in the air. But Chet is a better defender, or at least a more impactful defender, depending on how you feel about it. And I think his offensive ceiling is extremely high, especially as a 5 that can shoot. I'm actually higher on Chet than I am J-Dub. If we're talking about just raw potential, if you want to argue that J-Dub is closer to reaching that potential or tapping into his ceiling than Chet is, I can understand that. But if we talking about straight potential, I don't know. All right. And here we are to the top 10. Is this not it? Yeah, here we are. Here you are to the top 10. J-Dub right outside of it. That's kind of crazy to me. All right. Wait. What is this? I don't know what the fuck that is. All right. Number 10, Jalen Brunson. I'm not mad at. Shout out to JB. Well-deserved spot in the top 10. He had an amazing year last season. Another really solid postseason run. When he's healthy, he's piecing it together. Not mad at it. KD, number 9. Not mad at that either. Still one of the league's best scorers. Can get it where he needs to. A grossly underrated defender, even at an advanced age. I do question what the playmaking gonna look like without an actual passer and playmaker, but still, one of the league's best scorers, one of the league's best shooters, one of the league's best post players. Advantage creator for himself and others. And again, I think he's just a really underrated defender. I actually think that KD's defense this year is going to continue to show to the world because his ability to play next to Şengün, backline help, while he has all those athletes out there putting a lot of pressure on the ball, he's able to roam around a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I think KD is gonna look really good this year. That's part of the reason why I wanted. They gotta get a ball handler though, man. They get a ball handler. If they get a ball handler, I actually think similar to what Steph was able to provide in 22 as an individual player and how well he looked around a really solid defensive-oriented team. I think KD could reproduce one more really great season. One more really, really great season. But they need a ball handler though. They need one. LeBron, number 8, not mad at it at all. LeBron another season, giving you 25, 8 and 8, something like that. One of the league's best passers and playmakers. Still one of the league's best finishers. Jump shot was on full display last year. Easily one of his best shooting seasons of his career. Not only from 3, but from mid-range as well. Not mad at it at all. Curry, number 7. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at the top 10 right now. I'm not mad at this. Curry, amazing playmaker. Still the best shooter in the NBA. Really good on-ball creation. He looks really great when he had another creator alongside him. I'm not mad at it at all. I think that we are getting closer to the point where KD, Curry, and LeBron are a bit interchangeable at this point. They provide a lot of value in many different ways. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it whatsoever. I actually think that KD is the better defender out of the 3, but the playmaking between LeBron and Curry definitely does make up for that gap. Ant, number 6, not mad at this either. I think that they're anticipating a pretty large jump for Ant as well as everyone else. There was a quote from Shams that said that Ant was looking at some MJ and Kobe film for their post work, footwork, mid-range shooting to kind of go out there and get a bucket when they needed him to do so in late game situations. I love it. I love that. I think he needs to work on his passing and playmaking, become a better anticipation passer. I think that's what he needs to do. But yeah, I like that. Kyrie is not in the top 100. Yes, Kyrie's not in the top 100. He's not in the top 100. Wow. I know he's hurt. But yeah, Kyrie's not in the top 100. Neither is Hallie. Neither is Dame. Neither is Tatum. So y'all, all them out. Number 5, Victor Wembanyama. Yes, this is where the potential comes into play. I will say this. Wemby did have a stretch last year where he could definitely have made the argument that he was a fringe top 5 player. And going off of that stretch and believing that he can build off of that, I have no problem with this selection. I have no problem with the top 10 so far. I have no problem with the top 10 so far. Wemby was amazing when he had really good stretches. What are they predicting him to average? 25, 12, and 4 blocks. God damn. That's crazy. But I'm not mad at this. 4. Okay, we got to get to this point, bro. The Giannis hate, my nigga. The Giannis hate is so fucking unnecessary. It's unnecessary. There is no fucking way that anybody in their life saw what Shea just did in the postseason with the best roster in the NBA, still struggled to be the performer that he needed to be in the postseason, and then you're telling me that Giannis isn't better than that nigga? That's what you're saying? I'm a Laker fan. Luka is ahead of him. I fuck with his shit. But even with my wildest imaginations, do I believe that Luka would even come close to what I think Giannis, what Giannis is going to do in my wildest imagination this year? Giannis is about to step on the floor where it will be 5 out and he will be the primary ball handler every single time down the floor. That nigga already averages 30, 10, and 5. That nigga already shoots 60% from the field. That nigga is already, outside of Wemby, who now they're saying in the top 5, he's already the best defender in the top 5. Already. If we're going to be flamboyant, extravagant with our predictions, Giannis just came off a year also where he was by far the best mid-range shooting season of his career. And it wasn't just the best of a low bar compared to what he used to do. Giannis was just a really good mid-range shooter last year. So we're saying a really great mid-range shooter, an excellent passer and playmaker, historically great finisher, the best defender in the top 5, depending on if you have Wemby in your top 5 or not, who's going to touch the ball, probably have a crazy usage rate, have a 5-man next to him that will also allow him to switch and roam way more than he did with Brook Lopez. Why the fuck? Why would you not put him higher? Fuck are we talking about? Giannis is coming off a season in which he averaged a 30-point double-double and finished second in league MVP, in league scoring behind only SGA. If the Bucks had finished higher in the standings, he would have gotten more MVP love, but still secures a top 4 finish in voting for the 7th consecutive season. That's crazy. That's another thing. People got to stop acting as if, like, I'll be sitting here and I'll listen to people argue about, like, Giannis' status amongst all-time greats. Similar thing with Jokic. But, like, people have, like, fallen out of love with this idea of arguing where Giannis ranks amongst all-time greats as if, like, I'm just still waiting for him to give me more years. This nigga has been doing it for, I think this year will make a decade. How many? It's either going to be 10 or 9 this year. It's one of the two. No, yeah, it'll be 10. He'll be on his 10th All-NBA selection this year. This year will make 10 All-NBA selections. This is not someone that is like, oh, I don't know. No, this is someone, and I want to be clear. Just so y'all have a understanding. Here we go. Just so you have an understanding of like where this is at. There's only 28 players who would have more. Once he now has just as many as KG, just as many as Russ, GP, more than Dwight, more than Wade, T-Mac, Pippen. Once he hits 10, when you get into the double digits, that's David Robinson, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. These are them for their entire careers. John Stockton only 11, Oscar Robertson 11, Chris Paul 11, Michael Jordan 11. My nigga, we're at a point where it like, what are you waiting for? I just don't understand like this argument of I just need to see more. See more what? What do you need to see more of? He's been doing this now. This will be the 10th year where he's all NBA selection. What more do you need to see? Milwaukee's dominant big man is showing no signs of slowing down, reinventing his game by trading in threes for more mid-range jumpers, and it has made him more efficient. Giannis remains perhaps the league's premier two-way threat, but he hasn't played in even the conference final. He hasn't played in the conference final, semifinal since 2022. So now we're talking about postseason success. I want everybody to understand something. Before last year, how many conference finals did Shea play in? Y'all had no problem with putting Embiid in these conversations, but that nigga's never touched the conference finals. And be very mindful that you're taxing Giannis for either him being hurt or a teammate of his being hurt. It's not as if like niggas is healthy and they're losing. This doesn't make any sense at all. Like none at all. This makes absolutely no sense. Bro, there's no way they're saying Shea is 2. I want everybody to remember. I want everybody to understand. Shea was on the best team in the NBA. Bro, Shea averaged shout out to the 30. 30 points, 6.5 assists, 5 rebounds. He shot 46% from the field and 28% from behind the arc. Shea wasn't even like this extravagantly great offensive weapon last year. Then, in the first round, outside of one game, the first 3 games in his 4-game series, he shot 35% from the field and 25% from behind the arc. What the fuck are we talking about? And they still won. Then he goes in. Denver is his best shooting series. Yes, Denver is the best shooting series. But then he goes on to go to Minnesota and then finishes off in Indiana in the finals. Bro, he shoots 45% from the field and 27% from the three-point line. If he wasn't getting to the free throw line 10 times, making 89% of them, bro, his scoring efficiency will be dog shit. It will be dog shit. I just want to hear why, because I know Jokic is one. Scoring champ, MVP, Western Conference Finals MVP, Finals MVP, champion. It isn't hyperbolic to declare that Shea's 2024-25 season ranks among the best individual campaigns in the history of the game, and he's just entering his prime at 27. Let me also say this as well. Shea had a year. It's not hyperbolic. I want to be clear. It's not hyperbolic. But Shea had a year that damn near, in many regards, every team that wins a championship has a player that has a very comparable year. The only real difference would be is if they won the MVP or if they didn't. I'm not being nasty, nigga. When LeBron won in 2016, but he didn't win MVP, is this year Shea just significantly better because he won MVP? When KD and them were winning back to back and KD was doing that shit that he was doing, does this mean that Shea's season is significantly better because Shea won MVP? Like, this is a great season. I'm not denying that. But it's like, this is a season that's also comparable. Basically, every player that wins a championship, that year that the Bucks won and Giannis went on to win Finals MVP, but he didn't win League MVP. So, is that not a comparable year to what we just saw from Shea? Like, there's several years where this occurs pretty frequently. When the Nuggets won a championship and Jokic won Finals MVP, he didn't win League MVP. So just because he didn't win League MVP, that doesn't mean that it's not comparable to what we just saw from Shea. I feel like what he did isn't enough to justify him being over Giannis or Luka, especially if you're being optimistic about what's about to happen this next year. How does SGA continue to improve? He has steadily become a more efficient scorer and had a career best 63.7 true shooting percentage last season. When he made and attempted by far the most threes, 163 of 435, 37.5 of his career. Continuing to expand his range will make him even more difficult to defend. He has also shown a steady progress as a playmaker, averaging a career best 6.4 assists, a number that could increase again as his young supporting cast blossoms as a scoring option. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. Shea would actually be better as a player. Shea would be better as a player if he became more off-ball oriented. Shea would actually be better if he allowed J-Dub and Chet to be a little bit more focal point to the offense. He would actually be better. I actually think he'd be better. I think if I were to ask how does Shea improve his game, be better off ball, be a better off ball threat. That's what I would do. That would be my actual answer. I'm not hating. No, if you're asking me a question, if someone positioned the question to you, how would SGA get better? How does he improve? The area of his game I would say he should improve would be him being an off-ball threat. That's what I would. And I think him being an off-ball threat would also improve the rest of his teammates because they would have to be more. The team would have to be a bit more dependent on the shot creation of J-Dub and Chet. J-Dub and Chet, for OKC to be better, needs to be more viable offensive weapons. The only reason why they were close to even losing against the Pacers is because on any given night, you had absolutely no idea what you're going to get from J-Dub and Chet. And that was actually that was basically how it was for the entire postseason run. That was how it was for the entire postseason run. And it shouldn't be that way. J-Dub he had a broken hand, to be fair to J-Dub. He did have a broken hand. That's fair. You asked me to read Luka's. Doncic changed teams, but barely budged from his position near the top of the NBA ranks from last year, sliding from 2 to number 3. The 26-year-old is coming off of a successful summer during which he slimmed down, inked a 3-year, $165 million contract extension with the Lakers, and led Slovenia, all the way to the quarterfinals in Eurobasket, while pouring in 34.7 points per game in the tournament. Last season was the first time since Doncic was a rookie that the 6'6" guard didn't receive any votes for MVP. Tough, as a calf injury plus the mid-season trade limited him in a career-low 50 games. NBA ranked voters are banking on Doncic to resume his Dallas trajectory now that he's committed to the Lakers. Did Doncic's dominant summer set him up for MVP season? First, he transformed his body with a rigorous workout and dietary regimen. Then he signed a 3-year. Is this nigga saying the same thing? A year ago, Doncic was coming off a surprising run to the NBA Finals with the Mavericks and was considered the best young basketball player in the game. After a season of upheaval. A violent or sudden change.
Upheaval.
After a season of upheaval, married by a lengthy calf strain injury and a shocking trade to the Lakers, Shea took the title from him. That's fucking ridiculous. Being named MVP and Finals MVP while leading the Thunder to a championship is a 26-year-old Doncic with the third highest regular season scoring average and second highest postseason scoring average in league history, ready to continue his trajectory and earn his first MVP along the way. 38-8 is kind of crazy. Snatch his chain is crazy. And then you got Jokic. I think it's Jokic 1, and then Giannis 2, Luka 3, Shea 4. And I don't even have a problem with it with Wemby being 5. That would be my 5. Jokic, Giannis, Luka, Shea, Wemby. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. I don't think there's nothing that I saw from Shea last year that makes me believe that he's now better than what we predict that Luka is going to look like this upcoming season, or Giannis. There's literally nothing. There's nothing that he did that makes me then believe, oh yeah, he'll be better than he's gonna be better than Luka. Like that, none of that. If he wasn't better than Luka before, I don't know why. What happened? Oh, he can improve, Metro. He can, but if we're being optimistic that everyone is improving, that means I'm getting a slimmed down version of Luka. So then why can't I then just say, well, Luka should improve as a driver and a defender? Why can I then just say that, well, Giannis is probably going to improve in terms of passing and playmaking? That's not realistic, though, I guess. Someone said add Jokic's points. They only have him at 29, so it's not that crazy. I thought they had Valanciunas. 106 isn't that crazy. I thought they had Valanciunas as still getting like 15. Luka didn't get worse. Niggas on the YouTube chat are saying Luka got worse. Luka didn't get worse. What? Luka did not get worse. So defense don't count? Shea is not a good enough defender to usurp the offensive aspect that everybody else is providing. But even if you want to say that's the case, then nigga, he's not better than Giannis then. If you're sitting there saying that defense matters, then why the fuck isn't Giannis over both of them niggas then? Fuck are we talking about? Fuck are you talking about? Luka plays no defense low. Oh man. Even if I were to say that he's a negative defensively, which is fine. Fine. Bro, the things in which Luka provides on the offensive side of the floor is way more. And the value in which Shea provides defensively is not anywhere near close to the value in which is being made up by the value of Luka's offense. Because Shea is not the primary defender, he's a secondary defender. Nigga, Shea is, for the most part, Shea ends up on the weakest offensive player on the opposing team. Shea is on a team with Lou Dort, J-Dub, and Caruso. So he's never really defending the best offensive weapon. So you're not even receiving that much value from his defense. He spends most of his time defending the same niggas that Luka defends. They both defend the same niggas. Congrats to Shea that he does a better job defending Patrick Williams on a random Thursday night in the regular season while Caruso's guarding Kobe White, my nigga. That doesn't mean that he's a better player because he's more successful at defending arguably the weakest offensive player on the opposing team. That's not really providing enough value. While on the other hand, Luka is shot creating just as well as Shea. He's passing and playmaking worlds better than Shea. He's finishing just as good as Shea as well. Every possession they come down on the offensive side of the floor, Luka is going to provide you more value. And on the defensive, and it's noticeable. And on the defensive side, yes, Shea is going to provide you more value, but the value that he provides isn't of significance because he's not defending anyone of significance. So no. No. No one's not saying that Luka doesn't get hunted. No one is not saying that Shea is a better defender. No one's not saying that. We're saying what is the value? What is the value of Shea's defense? That's the question. What is the value of Shea's defense? That's the question. Is Shea's value defensively more valuable than the value that is being provided from Luka as a passer and playmaker? Is that what y'all are saying? Actually, let's ask that question. Who do you think is providing? I have Jokic as number one. Yeah, that's another to the YouTube. Who do you think is providing more value, especially because it's to the YouTube chat? Who do you think is providing more value? Shea's defense or Luka's playmaking? Obviously, Luka's playmaking. Luka's the best point guard. So why is Wemby number 5 on your list? I'm not as high on Wemby's offensive game as a lot of people are. I'm not that high on Wemby's offensive game. Some people be really jacking that shit. I ain't gonna hold you. It's a tie. A nigga thinks that it's a tie? Yeah, y'all niggas is chatting. Yeah, y'all are chatting. Y'all are chatting. Y'all are chatting. Yeah, y'all are chatting. Y'all are chatting. Yeah. No one's not saying Luka doesn't lack defense, but the value that he if Shea was like the best perimeter defender and they're going down and he's having to defend the opposing team's best player or second best perimeter player or something like that, then I can understand why y'all believe that value is then being made up. But that's not Shea's responsibility. It's just not. That's just not his responsibility. Niggas is showing me clips and highlights of this nigga potentially maybe switching on somebody and then being able to hold his own. Shea's a better defender. I'm not denying that. But on a per possession basis, you're seeing more of Luka's playmaking than Shea's elite level defense that you all claim. No one's saying that Shea's not a good defender. No one's not saying that. Yeah. Some of y'all are hilarious. I want everybody. I'm not downplaying. I'm just saying that like the value that he provides defensively is not like, it's just not enough. The value that he provides as a defender is not enough to make up for the noticeable gap on the playmaking side of the ball, especially when Shea had the opportunity to be the primary offensive weapon during a whole postseason run, and he did what he just did. There's no way that you all think. There's no way. There's just no way that y'all think that. There's just no way. How much do you value Shea's playmaking on a team that lacks offensive creation? It's Shea's playmaking is very valuable, but the value of Shea's playmaking is still at a ceiling, not because they don't need it, but because he can't produce at the level that he needs to for that team. Nigga, I'll be honest with y'all, to YouTube chat, I don't know, this is kind of scaring me on YouTube. This is kind of scaring me on YouTube. Y'all just sat there and watched Shea drop significantly in the postseason offensively, and they still win. And y'all are sitting here trying to compare the value? No, Tank, stop. Stop, Tank, stop. Stop, Tank. Stop, my nigga. We have to stop. We have to stop. Stop, my nigga. Please, let's stop. Let's stop, bro. Yes, everyone drops from regular season to post. I'm not denying that. Shea went from... Well, yeah, not everyone, because I guess some niggas do rise. But Shea went from a 637 true shooting to a what? A 57.4? Bro, he dropped 6% in his true shooting, my nigga? Bro, be fucking serious. He dropped 6, and be very mindful, chat. He dropped 6%, not because of the fucking free throw. Nigga still got to the free throw line. He actually got to the free throw line more times in the playoffs than he did in the regular season. He just dropped because a nigga couldn't make shots. Significant is a What the fuck? Do you niggas think that it's normal for a nigga to go from 52% from the field to 46%? Do you niggas think that it's normal to drop damn near 10% from behind the arc? Do y'all niggas think that that's normal? Y'all think that's a normal thing? What the fuck? Nah, niggas is y'all have lost y'all mind. Y'all have lost y'all mind. Y'all think people just do that every year? Sixers Next Door said very normal. Yeah, for you, nigga, because you root for Joel Embiid. So yeah, for you that's very normal. Oh, niggas is saying that's normal. Y'all, hey, I ain't gonna hold y'all, bro. Y'all have gotten too accustomed to fucking Tatum, now Shea, Jalen. Y'all have now watched too many bad postseason performers to believe that that's normal. That's not normal. That's not normal, my nigga. That's not something that happens on a year-to-year basis. Especially from niggas that you're trying to claim is in top 2 to 3 arguments in the league. Oh, man. Eli said, Jokic's stats. Let's see what Jokic. 66 in the regular season. Damn, this nigga dropped crazy. Fuck. Damn near 10. But the year before that, it was 65. And it went from 65 to 62 and a half. The year before that, 70. 70 did drop. I knew 70 was going to drop to 63. The year before that, 66 dropped to 64. 66 dropped to 64. The year before that, 64 to 65. 59 is about 6. But now we're getting back to like 2021 Jokic when he doesn't have a proper roster around him. Bro, niggas are not dropping 6% on the roster that is arguably the best in the league. No, what the fuck? And also, yeah, Jokic dropped. Jokic without a doubt dropped last year. Horrifically. But even when Jokic is dropping like in 2023 to 63, bro, he's still dropping to 63. What did Shea just drop to again? What did Shea just drop to? What did Shea just drop to? Nigga, he dropped to 57 in 2025. Oh my God. Please stop. Let me see what LeBron was. What was LeBron? Because I feel like Steph was definitely dropping some of those years, but he had to drop. He was just so fucking ridiculously high. Oh, this is gonna be bad because this is too big of a sample size. So it's 60.1. It's not 60.1, 60.7 in the regular season. 59.3 in the postseason. So LeBron is borderline sustaining. But to be fair, this is a very large sample size. That's a large sample size, to be fair. That's a pretty large sample size. No, not Garnett. Holy fuck. Do Steph. I was gonna do Durant, but I also know Durant has definitely fallen. Steph is to be fair, this is a very large sample size. 64 from 15. So from 64 to 61, a 3% drop. We're still talking about a twice as many drop. We're talking about a drop that's like 2 times as large with Shea. A 6% drop in true shooting is abnormal, especially when you didn't drop to like, you go from like being noticeably above league average to just like dropping to the face of the earth. 57% true shooting. Just so y'all have the context, 57% true shooting is what Kobe was doing in 2008. That's what Shea was just doing in the postseason. From 05 to 2013, Kobe is 56. 05 to 2013. Oh, wait. It stayed the same, 56. Do Kawhi. Kawhi is going to be odd, though. Kawhi is about to be odd. Oh, shoot. I'm about to move. Actually, I'm about to end the stream because we're basically done. If Eli's talking in the chat, I just can't hear him. This nigga is like, he's weird. Kawhi is a very weird individual. If we go from 2017 to 2025, 63%, 61%. So he rose a little bit in the postseason. So Kawhi rose. Someone said, do Giannis. I think Giannis drops, though. I'm pretty sure Giannis drops pretty frequently. Advance. 2018 to 2025, 62.5. So Giannis doesn't even drop that off. 62.5 minus 58.8. Yeah, Giannis doesn't even drop 6. Y'all niggas. Oh, man. Jesus Christ. Niggas told me to look up Giannis. They told me to look up Giannis. I wasn't even trying to look up Giannis. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah. On that note, though. Yeah, y'all are just going off of the fact that Shea won. I don't. Shea winning when I knew that I had a good feeling that Shea was going to win anyway, is not as relevant as I think y'all think I am saying to a conversation. The conversation for me isn't about Shea winning or losing. The conversation is about how did he perform in the postseason. And Shea in the postseason did not perform to the levels in which I would have assumed someone of Shea's caliber. That's it. Do I think Shea was efficient overall? That's actually a good question. Is 57%? I don't know. I don't think 57% is efficient. This is the last thing, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. Is 57% in the playoffs efficient? In the postseason? Let's double check. Now look at the league average true shooting for the playoffs last year and answer that. Okay, I'm about to look. That's what I'm about to look at. I'm about to look at it. So 50, he was 56. So he was 57.4 minus 56.6. He was 0.8 above league average. There you go. He was 0.8. He was 0.8. Yeah, +1. He was +1. +1. +1. Quick question though. Huh. Those are the playoff defenses that he faced. Huh. 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 Okay. Oh, man. I guess you all can answer that question for me. I mean, if a nigga goes up against 1, 2, 3, out of the 4 teams, 3 of the 4. Out of the 4 teams, 3 of the 4 are average to below average playoff defenses. You answer that for me. You answer that for me. You answer that for me. I don't know. If you're +1. Yeah. What I'm saying is that going up against weak defenses or mediocre, going up against average to weak defenses and posting up a +1, it's kind of debatable if he is then deemed as efficient. That's all. If someone goes in the postseason and matches up against 3 out of 4 rounds, they go up against bad defenses, and they're in the regular season they're like a +6 true shooting, and then in the playoffs they go up against bad defensive ranking teams. To be fair, I don't think that the Denver Nuggets defensive rating is accurate to how they defended him, but the Pacers and Grizzlies, I don't think it was that crazy, but you know. All right, chat. We'll see y'all later. What team saw strong defenses in the postseason this year? Every team that matched up against the Thunder. every team that matched up against the Thunder saw tough defense. Oh shit! Every team that matched up against the Thunder saw tough defense, my nigga. Yeah, I didn't know the Thunder were like, the Thunder had the best defense in the playoffs, and it's comparable to Boston, but they played all 4 rounds and they had the best defense. The league average defensive rating in the playoffs was 113. They put out a 107 defensive rating. I can't hold you. I ain't hold you. And last thing, go to super chats and then we'll get out of here. Power chats. I'm not reading that power chat. Oh my word. Wait, Bruce, did you put a super, or did somebody put out a power chat or something like that? I'm not reading. Oh, on YouTube. Okay, my bad. It didn't show up on my this is also his second playoff run as SGA. That is true. DG said, "What's up, Lo? Congratulations with the new place, man. Thank you. Jew said, people aren't saying that Luka and Jokic never drop. The difference is when they do, they drop. They don't win rings. Shea did despite visibly dropping. Technically speaking, Jokic dropped and won a ring as well. But Jokic's drop is still more efficient than what's his name? All right, chat. We'll see y'all later. I thank y'all so much for coming out. If you missed any of the, especially the top 10 list, I mean not top 10, top 100 list, we'll put it on YouTube hopefully by tomorrow.